I move that through after all this.
Okay.
Once you close do the hearing and you close it, I'll say a few words about what we're doing. If anybody has comments, then close it. Motion or have somebody make a motion.
Final motion.
Like I said before you get
Did they change this?
I don't know.
We're live when you're ready, PJ.
Oh. All right, can everyone please stand? We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the budget hearing to order.
Second.
Tice.
Aye.
Lohmeyer.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Fagan.
All right, I'd like to adopt the agenda as presented. I'd like to make a motion to adopt the agenda as presented. Sorry, I know it says we don't need a motion, but.
I'll second.
Parsons.
Aye.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Fagan.
Aye.
Tice.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Lohmeyer.
Aye.
All right. Republished budget delegation.
So we've talked about this a couple months, like this could happen, but when I created the budget estimate for this current school, or this one that just completed the 23-24, I estimated 270 free lunch students, and we ended up having 300, so a difference of 30 students. That many kids it's a higher weighting in that with the free and reduced lunch. So that will adjust the general fund budget to grant more authority, as well as the at-risk fund, because they are free and reduced. So you can see there from the notice of hearing, the difference pre-audit was $6,635,418,000. Post-audit, with the increase of 30 students as free and reduced, increased it to, this is general fund, to $6,740,228,000. That's an increase of $104,810 in the general fund. As well as the at-risk fund, the adopted budget change in the pre-audit was $1,149,872. And then the post-audit was $1,319,541, which is an increase of $169,669. Again, this is just an increase in budget authority. There's no increase in taxes or anything of that nature. It's really just based on weightings and through the whole formula to build the budget. And with the 30 additional free and reduce, it benefits the budget and more authority for us to do some things if needed. So, but again, there's no raise to the mill levy, no raise to taxes. It's just more authority in the budget because when KSDE did their audit, they found that we had 30 more students at free and reduced. So.
Anyone have any questions, concerns? No? All right, with that, I move that the board accepts the republished 2023-2024 district budget as presented.
Second.
Lohmeyer.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Tice.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Fagan.
Aye.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
So with that approval, we'll just update our numbers. It's already updated in the budget software, but we have to send a copy to KSDE and then they'll just process that and do that. So we'll get that done ASAP. So, to be ready to close out our budget. So thank you.
Okay. I move that we adjourn the budget hearing for this evening.
Second.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Fagan.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Lohmeyer.
Aye.
Tice.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
All right, moving on. Going to call the order. I'm not going to make a motion. I'm going to call the order of the regular scheduled board meeting for June 12th, 2024. I move that we adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
Peterson.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Lohmeyer.
Aye.
Stephenson.
Aye.
Tice.
Aye.
Fagan.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Any delegation?
Just one thing, some staff feedback from our end of the year luncheon. They really appreciated that. The district offered that for them. And just the opportunity to get together with the retired employees. Corey and I were talking about it at the agenda meeting, just how well that went. And just, it was a good time for people to come back and do that. So for those of you who could make it, I'm glad you did. But just a lot of positive comments from that end of the year luncheon. So I just wanted to share that with the board as a group, so.
Fantastic. Was there any correspondence?
No.
Aside from that. Treasurer's report, anyone have any questions on the treasurer's report?
Just another question on the trash. Why is it up there again?
They raised the rates for the bigger containers, and we have one of those in the back. And then I think I don't know what the raise was, Tyler, how much, but it was an increase in that, but also they increased the smaller ones for pickups. And we pick up quite often.
Times a week.
Yeah, so the increase with that is where you see the increase in the price, so.
3 times a week, no matter what. I mean, I talked to them about it from my shop,
Oh, yeah.
and no matter what, you pay the fee, and it's
If
3
there's-
times a week they pick up.
If there's some in there or not.
It's in the contract.
Yeah.
I tried talking about doing it once in my shop, once a week, I mean, 3 times. It's 3 times no matter what.
All right. And is there any questions on payment of the bills?
What is 3 Lakes? Is that the last assessment?
Yeah, that's the final assessment.
All right. All right. I would like to make a motion to adopt the minutes of the regular boards. I'm struggling tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I'd like to make a motion to adopt the minutes of the regular board meeting of May 8th, 2024. Approve the treasurer's report of May 31st, 2024. Repayment of petty cash for the elementary school of $168.87. The high school of $124.43. And payment of the bills to be allowed in the amount of $422,364.26 for June 12th, 2024. And the May 2024 payroll in the amount of $522,901.18.
Second.
Fagan.
Aye.
Tice.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Stephenson.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Lohmeyer.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Just a quick clarification on 3 Lakes, it says that was Cat 8.
It was.
Oh,
It was categorical.
Yeah, we'd already paid our fourth assessment,
sorry.
so that would be flow-through money.
Yeah, so categorical aid is based on services that we provide, and we get a percentage reimbursement that goes to 3 Lakes for that, so my apologies. I've done so many planning with the budget stuff, so my apologies, so. But that's what that is, Tyler, for the services provided.
Looks like no old business. We'll move into new business. USD420 professional development notice.
So annually, the board is presented with the expenditures for professional development. The PDC committee signs off on this. Dennis, as you can see, signed that. But it shows how much we spent in professional development. And so the board is to take action on that. The amount of monies expended was $21,085.38. And so this is just an annual awareness mainly for the board to do this, to approve this, to show what our expenditures are related to professional development. Any questions?
All right. I'd like to make a motion to approve the USD420 professional development notice.
I'll second.
Linton.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Stephenson.
Aye.
Lohmeyer.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Fagan.
Aye.
Tice.
Aye.
All right. Looks like up next is high school class schedule changes.
Part of the board's responsibility is to approve any new classes that are going to be coming onto the schedule. So mainly, again, for awareness, but also just as part of our overall plan for curriculum instruction and assessment. So we have one change that we're adding in the high school, and Natasha's going to present about that, so.
Yeah, okay, so we would like to offer a computer applications class. So in the computer applications class, I don't know if Ted shared this with you guys.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So I just kind of gave a synopsis of like what the students would cover, but ultimately, when looking at different like career clusters in the Kansas design system, basically for the different pathways, you have to offer an introductory level. So currently, Mr. Stuckey's been teaching computer programming, but we have to be able to offer like a computer applications class, which would be the kind of widespread class, in order to complete that pathway. Mr. Stuckey has been working this summer, and I think he'd like to be able to teach another like advanced computer class, and so that way we would be able to offer that pathway to students. And so we kind of need this class as an introductory level in order to complete that pathway. So ultimately, it would just be another elective for students. And then when I looked at the licensure, it just said that basically anybody who can teach it with enough knowledge or whatever. And if you don't know Kylie Lohmeyer, she's pretty knowledgeable in a lot of computer things, and I still ask her about many computer aspects, even though it's not her role anymore, but she's always willing to help out. So I think that she could teach those introductory level competencies to those kids.
So is that gonna need another computer lab, or, I mean, is it? gonna
No, they'll be
just
able to do everything
on their
on their Chromebooks.
Chromebooks.
Yep.
Is there any expenses on new software or anything like that?
Not that we know of. Nope. I think it's really just, I mean, it's kind of more like basic things.
Okay, yeah,
I mean, like,
yeah.
which kind of sounds crazy. When I looked at the competencies, it was more like organizing the Google Drive, you know, just things like that. She can go in depth with it as much as she wants to, and I can get the list of competencies for you, but I don't have them right in front of me. But you can look them up on the state website too. And that's why I included that course code there. So, I mean, you can find a list of all of the competencies that the students would then be required to know before they leave that class.
So is that, I mean, we gonna allow kids, if we pass this, allow kids to move in, or move to this class, change their schedule around
Yeah.
to get in?
Yeah. So now we are just offering one section of it because she's a primarily math teacher. But we can only offer, like in her schedule, we can only offer one section of it.
So how many students, is that like 25, or,
I would probably keep it a max of 20.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't put more than that just because I think that would be a little obnoxious. And I don't know how many kids are gonna be interested in it or not. I mean, we don't know that yet.
Alright.
I wanna say in like Mr. Stuckey's computer programming class, I mean, there was maybe like 10 to 14, something like that.
Would this be a prerequisite then to
Yeah,
that?
that's
This would be a
It's
prerequisite to that
the
class.
introductory class to work your way up to that advanced.
Yeah,
If you want to stay in it, then you can get some credit, basically
Yeah.
possible certifications if Dustin gets that far
Okay.
right,
for computer programming, but it's really just the introductory to that pathway.
yeah.
Any other questions?
I'm surprised we haven't been teaching something like this already.
I think it was taught, wasn't it?
We did have, in the middle school, we did a computer applications class also, but with kind of the shuffling and going, Mrs. Harmon had to teach some finance class.
With the introduction of financial literacy, that, I think that took away.
So we kept the business essentials part of it that she was teaching, which also goes into a pathway. But gave up something else, so this is kind of replacing that a little bit.
Just be high school kids only?
Mhm.
So the class that we have now, like at the elementary level with Miss Fager in the middle school, is that not the same type of coursework?
Probably very
or-
similar,
Okay.
but with being part of the pathway has to be within a high school range
Okay.
to work into
Didn't
that
know if
pathway.
we're having some redundancy there and.
Could be,
Okay.
could be. But Kylie's aware of,
Yeah.
levels probably and can adjust depending on the kid's knowledge.
I just pulled up the competencies, and one thing that they have is participate in virtual group discussions and meetings.
Yeah.
As an employer, I really appreciate that because there's a lot of adults that still don't know how to do that.
Yeah, thanks.
I doubt Ms. Baker's probably covering that type of stuff.
There is lots of good stuff, I think, on there that they could do and practice.
For sure.
All right. Any other questions? I'd like to make a motion that we approve the addition of the new course for computer applications for the 2024-2025 school year.
Second.
Parsons.
Aye.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Tice.
Aye.
Fagan.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Lomar.
Aye.
All right. OCES Lions Club Program.
So Mrs. Paul's going to talk about this in a second, but just so you know, this is with volunteers coming in the building. That's why the board's just taking action, so they're aware of this and just approving basically volunteers coming in. But I'll let her explain what's going on. So.
Yeah, with K-Kids or the Kiwanis Club dissolving in our community, that meant that K-Kids was also going to dissolve in our elementary school. So I reached out to my husband, who's a Lions Club member, and said, does Lions Club offer anything like this? And he said, I don't know. He goes, I'll research it. So he got on, and of course they do. It's very similar to what Kiwanis offers. It's called Cubs. It's for students, I think under the age of 12 is the Cubs program. So then I thought, well, I'm gonna go check to see if I can get on the schedule for Lions Club and present that to the Lions Club members. And I did that about 3 weeks ago, and they unanimously voted in that they would help sponsor a Cub program in the elementary school, very similar to K-Kids. And so then I brought it to Mr. Hessong's attention. I think I included that in my board report. So I'm excited about it because if we don't have that, that requires my teachers to do a lot more extra duty things that they are not used to right now. But I think it's a great opportunity for our fifth graders to step up and be the leaders of the school, just like they did with K-Kids.
And it's still just going to be a fifth grade program?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyone have any questions with that? No? All right. I would like to make a motion that we adopt the Lions Club program for the OCES this coming school year.
Second.
Tice.
Aye.
Lomar.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Fagan.
Aye.
All right.
I would like to say at this time, thank you, Kiwanis members. Those of you, we have had a great relationship over the last few years, and so I really appreciate everything that they've done. Really want to thank Kathy Webster, who was a co-sponsor of K-Kids, because she had stepped it up over the last 5 years when Kiwanis members kind of had disintegrated a little bit in their membership. And so I just want to thank Kiwanis Club members.
As would I. Thank you, everyone, for your support. All right, OCHS band trip request.
So Mr. Nicholas is here to talk about a trip request that they're going to do. I'm not sure what the history is here with the district and band requests and things of that nature, so we might have that conversation as we go through this, but I'll let him start off, kind of explain what's going on and where we're at, and then those of you who have institutional memory of some of this stuff, so we can go through that as we talk about this.
It's every 20 years.
Is that what it is? All right, so I'll turn it over to Mr. Nicholas.
Well, everyone, thank you for having me here today. As Mr. Hassong said, my name is Brody Nicholas. I'm the band director here for 5 years now, and that's really exciting. Over here, this is my fiance, Emily Perkins. She is going to be chaperoning this trip if it is approved with us. If you would like any extra information, Mr. Hassong had informed me that you may have handouts that were passed out to you, but if you want a physical copy, I'll have one over here, and I'll sit a little bit further down. What the band is requesting is, over these past few years, every 3 years or so, the band has requested to go on a trip for both educational value and as an award or a reward for the students and their efforts they put into the music in their community. This year we have been researching a few destinations, and it seems like a very popular destination for the students would be New Orleans. They seem to really want to go down there, and it's a venue that we've already visited before, I believe in 2013 with either Graverson or Woogie. On this handout, I'm just going to kind of go over a little bit of information on the trip, and if you have any other questions that you'd like to ask me, feel free. So regarding group information, we are estimating that we're going to have approximately about 35 students who want to go on this trip. This trip is not mandatory for band students. This trip is an optional trip for them. And any way that they make money for this trip is completely dependent on them and the fundraising organization, which is our Band Booster organization. We host the chili feed at the football games. We do some concessions over the summer, and we usually have an ice cream float stand down at Smoke in the Spring. We're estimating that out of our 45 students that we may have about 35 students who want to go, and potentially taking 6 adults with us, with a total participant number of 41. The departure date for the trip would be the March 27th of 2025. That is changed a little bit due to the festival, and we will be returning on March 30th, and that will include 2 free spots for that. Obviously, one for myself so I can go with the kids, and one for my fiance or one of our band trip members or parents who decide to volunteer to come help chaperone the kids. What we're going to get through this trip is we're going to get the opportunity to perform the New Orleans Heritage Festival. It's a national music festival that's held every year, and World Strides, our tour company that we're potentially going through, is going to help us get into that. It's going to include an on-stage clinic that has positive adjudicators that are nationally acclaimed, so we may get some local insight to how, for lack of a better term, Louisiana likes to play music, because every state likes to do some stuff a little bit different. We will also get performances of our recording of our performances, and we will get awards for that. And the students actually get to participate in a masquerade afterwards and an awards assembly with the rest of the schools that travel and perform at that festival. We do have a number based on the students who want to go. We're going to try to put as many students into quad rooms as possible to lower the cost of the trip. But if you'd like to look, there's numbers that say how much each room would cost per student. That way, if a student wasn't comfortable staying in a quad room, they would be able to pay the makeup for that balance. That way they could do that. But if a student was okay with staying in those quad rooms and going through that, the total cost per student that we're estimating is going to be about $1,321. The way they get that is if they have any money in their booster account. Every student who fundraises through our Band Booster organization has that money put aside for their trip, and so that money will be taken out of their accounts and put towards their trip balance, or they can just choose to pay it outright if they would like to. And I do want to emphasize again, this is not a mandatory thing for all students, this is optional, so if a student doesn't want to go, they do not have to. And regarding the numbers, the more students that we have go on this trip, they usually go by increments of 15. So right now we have a total participant count of 41. If we were to get that to 45, that could potentially bring the trip down anywhere between $60 to $100 per each student. So there definitely is an opportunity for that number to go down. And then on the back of this, what this will say is it gives a list of the opportunities that we're going to get and some of the activities that we're going to be able to participate in. So number 1 is the New Orleans Heritage Festival for Music, and we'll get an on-stage performance. The students will also have the opportunity to go to the World War II Museum in Louisiana and participate in the 4D movie. They get to go to Mardi Gras World and create the masks, and creating the masks will be for their award ceremony whenever they perform. We do get a swamp tour. This is not a riverboat swamp, or it's a riverboat swamp tour, but it's not the one with the cool big fans on the back. It is a steamboat tour. And so whenever the students get to go on there, we will be carted across the swamp and we'll get to go look at the gators, which will be fun. We get a ghost and spirit walking tour, which is something that is handled by the company. I haven't researched too much into that, but they did say that that is definitely something that a lot of students enjoy because New Orleans is famous for two things. It's famous for music and it's famous for horror. And then the final thing is we get a free opportunity to go down to the French Corner in the afternoon, where students get to bring their own funds and they get to explore around there with their chaperones by their side. So, yeah, this is kind of what we were wanting to plan on for 2025, starting in March 27th. And this has been brought to the students, and the students seem to receive it very positively when it was announced that we were going to New Orleans. And so we wanted to bring this forward to the board and see if you guys had any questions.
What'd you say the price per student was?
The price per student at the moment is $1,321. And that could go down depending on if we get more numbers. Right now, the estimate of 35 students is a pretty conservative estimate. Last time we went on a band trip, which you guys approved, we went to Dallas and Oklahoma City, and we ended up bringing 42 students to that. So we're hoping that we're actually going to be bringing up to 45 students, if not more.
So with the more students, are you gonna have to have more chaperones added on to that?
No, we think that the 6 should be enough for that. Emily and I had went on that during that time, and our band booster members were gaining more numbers. So we will just be splitting the number of kids. The number of adults, the 6 is the maximum amount of adults that I would like to be on the trip. That way the students have a little bit of familiarity to that. To answer your question, there probably wouldn't be any more adults unless they were able to pay their way to that. Okay. And we found a reason necessary to.
So would you need transportation to?
So transportation is actually covered on this total cost. They have already reached out to Village Tours and gotten an estimate for that bus cost, so that is included in the price per trip per student. The only regards to transportation that we would potentially need, and this is something that I've been working on during the summer, is if we needed a specific instrument and we couldn't rent it out through the shop. If we can't fit it underneath the bus, we may need to take the trailer, but I'm trying to get away from that as much as possible. That way we can just rely on local music stores at that point to use their instruments and just kind of rent it out during that time.
Okay.
Do you have your chaperones all lined up yet? Or?
We do not have the chaperones lined up yet, but we do have a lot of interest in them. The way we usually select chaperones is we have our band boosters usually get first pick, and then after that we kind of open it up to the public to see who we want. But I do know that we've had a lot of interest from the Thielens, from the Williams, and from the Fendleys to chaperone this trip. So, and Emily as well too. So.
How long of a drive will that be for you guys?
It's going to be about an 8 to 10 hour drive.
Oh, 8 to 10?
Yeah, down to New Orleans. I'm sorry, 8 hour drive. Down to New Orleans. We'll have multiple stops, and we'll be leaving in the morning of the 27th.
You're going to get to New Orleans.
Oh yeah,
It's pretty fast.
Yeah, it's about 15 or 16.
That sounds like
that's my fault. That's my fault on that. You're right. I'm a little sorry. I'm just.
It's all right.
No worries.
I have no idea.
You're gonna drive we're not gonna.
Got the supersonic charter bus, huh?
No, yeah, that's my fault. Sorry, I'm
You're
just
good.
a little bit nervous.
You're fine. What kind of financial question, like what kind of financial help do you guys think you're gonna need? Do you need anything from us, or what are you looking for?
So last time we didn't need anything from the board. Normally the students just are able to raise the funds for the trip, and if we needed anything from the board, we shouldn't need anything because our boosters should be able to take care of instrument rentals if we need them during that time. So really, I don't think unless we needed to bring the trailer, which I'm trying to keep that out and keep the trailer here because it's getting to the point where it's going to need to be replaced in the next few years as well too. So we're going to try to keep the costs specifically towards the band and the band boosters.
So you see, I've got a total price on page 1 for $45,967. Is that total to include page 1 and 2, or is that just page 1?
I'm sorry, so page 1 on that, you said 45.
I think they might have a different version than what you
Yeah,
have.
so this is an updated version, so
Okay.
I can give you this one if you'd like to see it.
But those would be a combined cost for the overall here, this one and this one.
Those are,
Is that a
so
combined cost?
Yes.
Okay.
page 2 and page 1 is combined cost, which
Yeah,
is total
yeah.
51,000. Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
You guys have that?
Do we have,
The booster?
Yeah.
Okay.
we do.
Just want to double check.
Yeah. And then the students over the summer, we will be hosting a fundraiser here at the school for the upcoming girls' basketball games, the 21st, and then hopefully a few other fundraisers as they go on, and then we'll do our Butter Braids fundraiser as well too. So, and then once students get into school, they'll start paying their trip costs on a monthly basis. So 1 month they may owe $250 for the trip, the next month they'll owe $250. And that's totally based on the students.
On their participation of selling and fundraising
Yes.
for themselves individually.
Yeah.
We as the district, I don't think have paid any.
Yeah.
cost
No,
for
I
that
just-
trip.
Just want to double check.
We have seen
Yeah.
the truck and the trailer a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
Okay.
it.
And because of the age of the truck and the trailer, I really want to try to stay away from that because that's a whole nother subject. And then I also do believe, because in the history of the Banjos, somebody else drove their own truck to take that trailer down there. So it wasn't a school operated vehicle that was
I think we
traveling.
did it both ways.
Yeah.
California, we took it with the pickup, and Texas, the
Really?
person's pulled it down there.
Other than that, I don't have any other information for you, but if you needed any other information, we could get it to you at any point. Whether it would be based on student costs or costs of the board, but like I said, we're gonna try to keep that to the band program as much as possible.
Fantastic.
Would you guys like an update about that before the trip as a board or? Okay.
So do you need a motion? That we approve the OCHS band trip as requested.
A second.
Blomeyer.
Aye.
Litton.
Aye.
Tice.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Fagan.
Aye.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Peterson.
Everybody, thank you for your time.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Have a good
Thank
Have
you so
fun.
much.
Thank you, Mr.
Thanks, Brody.
Nicholas.
All right, OCHS football use request.
So as you can see from the request from Coach Gandenbein, he's planning on attending a contact football camp in Humboldt on July 12th. According to CASA policy, the school boards are to approve the use of football equipment at contact camps in the summer, just so mainly for the awareness that that's what it's being used for. So this is what that request is, so you're aware that they're going to use that equipment, and but it's policy from CASA that the board should approve it using it at a contact camp. So,
Just 1 day camp, is that all?
yeah, I think it is just 1 day down there. So,
We don't play them this year, right?
no, they're not in our district. Yeah. So that's what the request is, and the board's asked to approve the use of the equipment.
I make a motion to pass the CHS football request for contact in Humboldt on July 12th.
Second.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Fagan.
Aye.
Litton.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Blomeyer.
Aye.
Tice.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
All right, KASB policy update recommendations.
So in June, KSB sends out their policy update recommendations for districts to consider. This is just information only tonight. We're not taking any action, so you have time to look over it for the next month and then come back and ask questions, or before that we can look at that. So You see there's like one deletion and a couple updates to that. I think maybe one new policy because of the legislation. But it mostly, again, it's just updating language, like getting rid of consultants. That'll be a delete, the BBG, because it talks about it in another policy. So just the redundancy of that. Executive session BCBK is just update of some sample motions you could have just to get updated with the language. Again, just, just basic update for the recommendations, and then the sample motions is part of that. Again, then CJ, policy CJ has the use of consultants embedded into that, so that's what's caused BBG to be deleted. And then CL, administrative teams, just removes the policy BBG from that, which is deleting, the consultants. The EBBG, cardiac emergency response planning, is as a result of the 2024 legislation that a cardiac response plan be in place for districts. We'll make this part of our emergency operations plan, get that added. We basically have that with our defibrillators and things of that nature, and Lisa keeps everybody up to date and does that, but we'll make sure that's part of the emergency operations plan, but the legislation put that out for all districts to have a plan for that. Policy EE, food service, is basically eliminating you'll see that in there with the red outline and crossing it out. No longer, when COVID was going on, you could do congregate meals or non-congregate meals, and now that COVID's gone and there's no federal funding from that, they removed it from the policy. So again, EE will just show that that's being removed for non-congregate meals on updating that because it's no longer available with federal funds. So. And then these are just some federal law compliance updates with GARIA, parental, family, and marital status, and pregnant and parenting employees. So you can see what some of those are as it relates to federal guidance and federal law. It just goes into compliance with that. As well as GAAC sex discrimination for staff is updating to meet the federal law. As updated. Policy ID instructional program basically just changed certified staff to licensed staff to be consistent with other policies. IF, textbooks and instructional media, just amended some criteria for the board to consider if there are challenges within the library media. So it just gives the options for that in updating that language to be better suited for that if there is a challenge. JBE truancy waiver. So whenever a parent decides to sign a student out of compulsory attendance, we have to have a meeting with them, with the counselor and the principal, and then we have to present them with updated information of salaries and different things and job outlooks. And like, if you don't have a high school diploma, this is what, and so it's just updating that to be more current with the salary prices and things, salary ranges and things of that nature. So it's just updating that. So. Again, JGEC is just, again, updating with compliance with the federal law. And JGECAA, again, compliance with the federal law. And then JGFGA is just updating with administration of emergency opioid antagonists, which we already have in our CAM policy, but it just basically gets in line with the new House Sub Bill 287 based on the information with that, and we're in alignment with that. So it's just updating that to meet the requirements of Senate Bill 287. And then JH, student activities, it just again goes with House or Senate Bill 387, where virtual students that live in district can participate in extracurricular activities. Then it just basically says now that they don't have to attend a minimum number of courses or enroll in complete a particular course as a condition of participation. So if they're a virtual student and they live in their district, they can participate. And so that's based on Senate Bill 387. The Senate passed that. Disposal of district property KK, it just again aligns with the Senate Bill 387 to match the language that's been written into that. And so as you can see, overall we'll be deleting one policy, have 12 policy revisions, update 2 forms and 2 new policies, and update the table of contents possibly next month as we review that. So basically have a month to review it. And I don't know that there's anything specific to the district that will need to be detailed, but there is, I'll make sure I'll point that out to you before you approve it. Need a drink of water after all that.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Any questions?
Can you help me understand the impact of the, sorry, I'm trying to find the acronyms, GAAC, sex discrimination, and JGEC, sex discrimination? I get one's for employees, one's for staff, or one's for students.
Right.
What's the implication of those?
I don't know. I haven't done a lot of work on it. I just give the recommendation as it's presented to us, and then we can decide how to fill that in. So I can find out what that is and share that with you before we take any action on that.
Okay.
So
yeah.
anything like
bathroom access, locker room access,
Okay.
Sports. If
I can find out.
a staff member uses a student's non-preferred pronoun, if a student uses a student's non-preferred pronoun.
Okay. I can get that information and share that with the board. GAAC and JGE, or no. GAAC and
JGEC.
JG.
GEC.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can share that with you as well. But I'll have that for you guys.
Thank you.
Any other questions on the policy updates? Nope. Three Lakes report.
So we met on Monday night and focused on several things, but one of them was the new location for, I always get it wrong, it's directions and
Frameworks.
frameworks, yeah. So they'll be moving that from Santa Fe Trail to the Burlingame, Old Allen County Community College building. We've got, I think about 10,000 square feet in there that we'll be leasing for it. The cost, when you did the cost stuff on it, the lease cost was less, there were higher utilities, but it all balanced out to about the same cost per year. To be in that building gives us a lot more room, a lot more opportunity. There'll be some work to be done on the building, but they're gonna spread that out over time. And it just felt, I think there were 5 of the superintendents at the meeting out of 6, and they were all on board with it, and the board approved that.
Yeah, it's really, at Santa Fe Trail, they don't have really the ability to separate elementary from secondary in a good way. And with the Burlingame space, it'll allow that, so we can do that. And that's the main reason I was in favor of that option, because we can separate those in those programs, so, especially in the framework, so.
Is that where the childhood development, early childhood development, or daycare is at as well?
I don't know where they do that over there.
I think it's in the elementary side,
Is it?
if I'm not mistaken.
From what I understand, in that building right now, they use one room as a board or a district office and one room for their board meetings. That's all they're.
They have some student activity over there, but basically, Three Lakes will have a back corner and has kitchen access and different things, but it'll just be a much better space for that. Those 2 programs really will be.
Closer to us also.
Yeah, they're closer to us but it's just, to me, it's more about being able to separate secondary and elementary students in a
Makes
safe
sense.
manner.
Yeah, makes sense.
Along with that, we approved the calendar for the 24-25 year. We reviewed for the extended school year. Their summer school is referred to extended school year, or ESY. There's a whole different group of acronyms over there. We went through those. We had some executive sessions to go through the personnel changes as normal, and then also to discuss negotiations, the items for negotiations over there. And then had a brief discussion on budget. That was really it for the meeting. I will not be at that meeting next month. Jay's going to go, or not JD.
Yeah.
Sorry.
PJ will be signing the MOU for just to continue as a member of the interlocal, so it's just an annual thing, so he'll be signing that, but we'll just
We
continue.
also got an email for a signature for the updated interlocal based on transportation.
Oh, really? I thought we already took care of that.
I think we agreed to it, but I don't think we updated
Oh, okay.
the interlocal with that.
Okay,
I don't know if I got that one.
Thought that's the one you got.
I'll double check on it. But maybe that's one. Maybe I'm
Interlocal agreement amendment. That's what I
Okay.
got.
Maybe I misunderstood her then.
This is the transportation one that I
Okay.
got. I didn't get the other one yet.
All right, I thought we already did that. So, all right.
That's it for me.
All right. Thank you, sir. Building reports.
Just a couple here. I told the principals with school being out, they didn't necessarily need to submit one. Darcy just submitted her annual counseling report, so I shared that with the board. And then Mrs. Paul shared some information from their testing, the triangles, so she said she would get that to you, so she just included it in the board report for you to have that information. Anything more with that, Mrs. Paul?
Real quick, did Darcy provide any information as to considerations as to why the fourth grade class is so high and?
We can't comment on that
Gotcha.
at this meeting.
Busy. Anyone have any questions about building reports? Superintendent report?
Okay, update on early childhood. We've had a few meetings here. I shared with you some just notes that Bobby had shared with the group, just kind of just revising what's gone on and some good information about the conversations that are being had. As a follow-up, we did have or we're going to have tomorrow, we have a virtual meeting just to kind of talk to myself, Janine Henry, a representative from Three Lakes, and then Shay West, the daycare provider, just to kind of take those conversations that we had at our last meeting, just kind of see if we're on the same track before we go to our next meeting next Thursday. And so we'll meet, I can't remember which groups it is, there's so many of them, but we'll have our next meeting in June 19th, and then there'll be another one in July, and then August, we'll have a meeting, and then we'll have a town hall meeting that kind of brings it all together to get feedback from everybody, and we'll share that information out. But good information, good conversations, again, just really kind of putting things together based on the conversation, so it'll be interesting to see how it comes together. But I'll continue to share that information with you as we move forward on that. So any questions on what was shared with you guys? All right, high school locker rooms, not a lot of progress going on right now. We're waiting on some plumbing equipment to come in. They should be in within probably next week, hopefully by the end of next week, and then they feel like they'll really get that rolling. Again, the plan is to be done by mid-July. New lockers will be the last thing to install. But right now we're just waiting on some fixtures to show up so the plumbers can come in and start doing their thing. And once they do that, it's just all gonna fall in place. Everything else is ready. So, but he said mid-July is when they should be done with that project, so. High school HVAC system, we're replacing the big unit above the high school classrooms. That'll start on Monday. They'll have a crane here to take off the old one and then get the new one up there. It should just fit pretty, they say, just like a glove, because it's really replacing what they had. So we'll see how that goes, but we are having summer school in that area. We'll remove it out, make sure that the kids aren't in that area, but he thinks it should be done by Friday total, everything complete by that. So should take a week for that, but they'll start on Monday. So as of right now, I have no non-resident requests provided to the district office. So if we do get those, I'll keep you updated, but there have been no requests made to the district office at this time. Want to let you know we did receive our county distributions this morning, so we did receive that. So the reason, she had logic reason. I agree with her reasoning of not doing multiple payments or distributions, and she wanted to have it all ready and just send it in one. It's just that if she could have communicated that on the day of or prior to that was the plan, that would have helped. But we appreciate her getting that and making that happen. So, but we did receive that today, and we should receive half of our last payment for the state. on Friday, and then closer to the end of the month, we'll receive our final payment to do that. So with that, we are planning on budget closeout next Wednesday. Fred Meyer with Greenbush, who we work with on our budget, looking to do that. Pam's getting her stuff, all our ordering and everything together, and we got payroll done. So we can finalize the budget for this current school year and start getting ready for the updated budget, which we go to budget workshop on June 26th, like that next Wednesday in Topeka. That's our annual. But I'll start working on that. Probably won't be final approval until August on that at the August meeting for the budget for 24-25. So, but we'll finish out next Wednesday for the closeout for this one. Just heads up, the league approved raising league admission prices for next year for $6 for adults and $4 for kids. Any comments from you guys about that?
The main reason is just because of officiating prices are going up, so to cover that and there's a lot of discussion about charging for baseball and softball, but a lot of our facilities don't have, I mean, it's not feasible to do really a lot of them. So instead of trying to do that and probably spending more money trying to do that, the league just felt it was better to just raise it to 6 and 4. We talked about going 6 and 3, but we didn't want to come back a year later and then raise the students too, so we just went to 6 and 4.
So you putting a limit on family, a cap on?
$20 family cap.
Is that the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
What does that make? Just curious on like average night, the money that brings in.
I mean, it just depends on who you're playing. You know, if we're playing Linden, it's more for, I don't know what the high school is. For middle school, we might make $1,000 on middle school night, and then within our concessions. But then you're paying, we'll raise basketball officials, I think it was 75, and we raised it to 80 per game. So you're basically covering your officials with your gates. So. Just like everything else, prices are going.
I think we were pretty comparable to other leagues too, because this makes us pretty comparable to other leagues.
Okay, thank you. And this lastly, Safe and Secure Schools Grant, that's due next week. This is, I think the legislature provide $5 million for districts, and so they'll prorate that out per request that's received. We're going to be requesting a updated intercom system for the district, which is much needed. We're having some issues. Ours is pretty old. So I received a quote today to kind of give me an idea of what that would cost to replace what we have, so I can make that request. It's a 1-to-1 match. Whatever, the state provides or that Safe and Secure, we have to match that as a district. So basically we'll get stuff for half with this grant. So, but communications is a qualifying factor for that. And obviously communications with an intercom system is important for safety. So it will qualify for that. So I'll be submitting that, if not tomorrow, but first of next week for sure. So that's all I have for my report.
Any questions? All right. I move that we go into executive session to discuss supplemental positions, certified positions, and classified positions pursuant to the non-elected personnel exception under COMA. And the open meeting will resume here in the boardroom at, we'll say 8:05. I'd like to have the superintendent present for this one.
Second.
Fagan.
Aye.
Tice.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Eppenstall.
Aye.
Litton.
Aye.
Blomeyer.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
talked about the air conditioning, I was like, oh, thank God.
All right, we are back in open session. I'd like to make a motion that we approve the resignations of Darcy Keefe as the assistant high school basketball coach, girls basketball coach, Chelsea Wecker as the fifth grade teacher, Andrew Gantenbein as the middle school assistant track coach, approve the transfer of Jackie Curtis to the Title I paraprofessional position, Lacey Glover as the care room supervisor, and Peggy Fort moved to the fifth grade. Also like to accept the recommendations of Kristen Mock as fourth grade teacher, Vicky Tittle as food services, and the 2023-2024 supplemental list to be approved, adding John Petrie as a middle school track assistant and Kylie Lohmeyer as the assistant high school girls golf coach.
I'll second.
Was that you, Jim? Linton,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Heppenstall,
Aye.
Lohmeyer,
Aye.
Parsons,
Aye.
Fagan,
Aye.
Tice.
Aye.
All right. I move that we go into executive session to hear and consider an employee grievance pursuant to the non-elected personnel exception under COMA. And the open meeting will resume here in the boardroom at, let's say, 8:30 with Ms. Linton and her representative present.
Second.
Parsons,
Aye.
Heppenstall,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Tice,
Aye.
Fagan,
Aye.
Linton,
Aye.
Lohmeyer.
Aye.
live. We're back live.
You can't take action.
No, I don't. It's too long.
We are back in open session. We are going to take a 5-minute recess. All right, thanks for the break. I move that we go into executive session to discuss potential property acquisition pursuant to the exception of preliminary discussion of acquisition of real property under coma, and the open meeting will resume here in the boardroom at 9:30. I'd like to have the superintendent present.
Sir.
Tice,
Aye.
Lohmeyer,
Aye.
Parsons,
Aye.
Linton,
Aye.
Templestowe,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Fagan.
Aye.
work over there?
All right, we are back in open session. I move that we go into executive session to discuss negotiation topics pursuant to the exception of employer-employee negotiations under COMA. And the open meeting will resume here in the boardroom at 9:43. We'd like to have the superintendent present.
Second.
Steppenstone.
Aye.
Fagan. Linton.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Lohmeyer.
Aye.
Tice.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
All right, we are back in open session. No action taken. I move that we adjourn.
Second. Third, fourth, eighth.
Whitmire,
Aye.
Linton, Price,
Aye.
Parsons,
Aye.
Fagan,
Aye.
Heffenstall,
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.